Hi, I'm Eric Lenask here in San Jose with the TMC Roadshow this week, and I'm talking with Jack Norris. Jack's with MAPR Technologies. Jack, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Eric.
So who is MAPR Technologies? What do you do?
So MAPR provides the open enterprise-grade distribution for Apache Hadoop.
What does that mean?
Well, Hadoop is, I think, the biggest paradigm shift to hit enterprise computing in decades. Mm-hmm. And it gives organizations the ability to analyze more data more quickly and more cost-effectively than ever before.
So what's driving that need to collect, store, analyze all that data?
So IDC just did a study that kind of confirmed the fact, but data is growing faster than Moore's Law. So however you're processing data today, it's being done on expanding clusters. And it makes more sense now to do compute directly on the data than dragging it all over the network and moving it all over the organization. So with Hadoop, you're able to put all sorts of disparate data, not just transactional information, but social media and click streams and sensor data, put that into one analytic platform and then do a whole host of analysis on it. So it's a lot more flexible. You don't really have to understand the questions you're going to ask beforehand. And it's really stunning the types of insights you can get, both on terms of revenue opportunities and cost reduction.
So is it a question of new information, new data being available, or what's changed in the market that's allowed businesses to leverage and use the data that's available?
A lot of it is that we've got machines generating content, and a lot of web-based properties, and just a lot of exploding data sources. And the speed of response is such that you really need to do a lot of analysis quickly to figure out how you make changes. And in the past, maybe it made sense to have a data warehouse and look what you should have done last quarter. Mm-hmm. Now you're trying to decide what to do today.
How does cloud help drive it all?
Cloud's really interesting. In fact, we just announced a partnership with Amazon where they bundled the MAPR capabilities as part of their Elastic MapReduce service. So now people can go on Amazon Web Services and do the analysis directly there and not have to dedicate a whole on-premise cluster and data center just for their analytics. We also announced a partnership with Google at the Google I/O conference, where on stage we demonstrated MAPR running on 1,250 nodes of Google Compute Engine. So a lot of activity going on with the cloud. I think it gives organizations a lot of options now in terms of where they process and where they use cloud. Our business continuity features allow a lot of flexibility as well. So you can mirror between availability zones. You can have an on-premise data center and use cloud as a target to do the business continuity features there.
So who's the customer that uses MAPR?
It's really broad. We've got customers in major financial services institutions, in retail, in Web 2.0 companies, in government agencies, utilities, smart grid analysis, biotech in terms of genomics. MAPR is used to analyze over 1 trillion retail purchases annually. About 90% of the internet is profiled using MAPR, so some really significant use cases.
What's the biggest challenge that your customers are finding, or that they're coming to you with, in terms of why can't they use the data that they have effectively?
The reality with Hadoop is that there are some severe limitations that really kind of constricted where it was appropriate. And really MAPR's mission was to go and kind of innovate around that to make it easier, more dependable, and much faster. So we make Hadoop appropriate for kind of enterprise-grade SLAs. We make Hadoop appropriate for more real-time operations than just batch updates.
So on the user side, on the enterprise user side, you take some of the complexity away, make it easier for them to go and run their analyses and extract that information from the data.
So probably the biggest ease of use aspect is Hadoop has a separate API, a Hadoop distributed file system. So the way you kind of interact with the data is a programmer and developing applications. And what MAPR did is we took that redid the storage services layer, exposed that interface, and exposed a standard file and database access. So now anybody using standard tools can see the data, interact with it, use standard commands and tools. So it really expands where Hadoop is used and how easy it is to get at the data.
Are there other solutions out there other than Hadoop that you might be working with as well?
Well, there's a whole ecosystem that's kind of leveraging Hadoop. So there's different packages to do things like advanced analytics and machine learning. There's different tools to do kind of BI, and then there's standard tools that can sit on top and leverage. So there's a rich ecosystem. Everyone from EMC that actually OEMs our product and makes that available through their MR distribution, to companies like Datamir and Karmasphere that have kind of emerged within the Hadoop ecosystem.
But really all leveraging the growth of Hadoop.
Exactly.
Excellent. Jack, it's been great talking with you. Thanks for joining us here on the TMC Roadshow in San Jose.
Thank you very much.